everyone else in the classes? Anyone want to say anything?
Hello.
You're recording?
Yes.
Why are we recording?
Because as you couldn't make SS, and so now they can go on YouTube and watch it. Okay.
Is this only for our class or?
It's for all of them.
That's good.
Math is great. What we just get all the comments?
All right. So, you guys, this whole lesson you've done before. You've done the this with linear regression, and you've also done it with quadratic regression, right? So that's why I picked this, because there's really nothing new here. You do it just like you did before with the stat button. Is there anyone who's confused on that?
No.
So you push the stat button, and then you enter all your values. And then you push stat again, and you toggle over to the calculate button. And when you do that, you're going to get something that looks like this, right? And these A's, the A, the B, the C, and the D, fill in for the A, the B, the C, and the D in this equation. So what would this equation look like, you guys? Negative x to the third plus 4x squared plus x minus d, right? Minus d, which is 5. Okay? Now when you graph it, okay, you have to go back into that, you have to go back into the y equals. Where's my calculator? Okay. There it is. Okay, when you go into the y equals button, you would punch in that equation, right? And then graph it. I'm hoping this shows up on the video. All right, so this is what that graph looks like when you graph it. And when we're talking about end behavior, so think about it. There's our arrow, right? And there's our arrow. What an artist. Okay. This is what? Positive infinity. This is negative infinity. This is positive infinity. This is negative infinity. Okay. So this arrow right here, this one, is going, it's going to be x. As x goes to what? Positive infinity. Y is negative infinity. Do you see that? Positive, negative? Okay. How about this one? So as x approaches negative infinity, y is positive infinity. Do you see that? Okay? So that's how you do the end behavior. Okay, so you getting this?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we were looking for on that problem. Okay, so the only difference between these guys, the only difference on these is you need to be careful on which button you push when you go into the calculate stat, right? So on this one, you're going to push the Quartic button, and on this example 3, you're going to pick the Cubic button, okay? Quartic is how many? Degree of what? 4, and cubic is degree of 3. Very good. Very good. Okay. Any questions so far?
Yes.
Okay. What question? What?
I got it wrong.
All right. Let's pause it here and let you finish. Okay. So a lot of people are having trouble with. Is that the 3 or 4? I mean, example 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we were to put example 2 in to this, to the calculator, it looks something like this. Oops, I gotta clean up my app here.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle?
Yeah.
Why is it a struggle?
Because putting all these numbers.
Okay, so let's go back to the stat button, enter, and then I'm going to have to clear mine out. I have another problem in there. Okay, so I'm going to put in all those numbers. Let's do that real fast. Okay, so it's -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then I go over to L2, and I put in those numbers, and that is -6, 1, 4, 3, 22, 109, and 336. Okay, then they tell us this is a quartic function. So I'm going to go back to my stat button, go to calculate, and I'm going to go to quartic, which is number 7, right? Okay, oops, 7. And then I push enter, and enter one more time. Oh, what's going on? Did I not do something right? Let's try this again. Ready? Oh, there we go. Okay, so notice you guys, this little dot 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 means it just doesn't all fit there. Okay, so what you're going to do is just go ahead and write it in as if it was all there. So a to x to the fourth would be 1x to the fourth, or x to the fourth, plus 2x to the third minus 3x squared minus 1 plus 4. Oh, sorry, 1x minus 4. You see that? They just couldn't fit the example of the problem on there.
Lazy calculator.
I guess we could, if we had a bigger calculator, it would all fit there. Okay? And then you would plug that into your calculator. Do I have something wrong there, Alexander?
You did quartic regulation.
Because it's a quartic function.
It says it on there.
Okay? So, do you see it, example 2?
The unit's called cubic regression.
You mean the title of it?
It's called cubic, so I assumed that we were doing cubic.
Well, this one says write the quartic function, so that's why we're going to use that one. Okay? Alrighty. So go ahead and do the last problem, and if you need to finish this one, finish that. You guys ready to move on? Okay. Let's go to the next one then. Super duper. Okay, the next one is writing cubic functions. Now, writing cubic functions. Now, before, that's really what we were doing, right? We wrote the equations out. This is the same idea, except this time I'm giving you some different information. There's going to be something very similar to this on the test, okay? Where I give you the roots, or the zeros, or the x-intercepts, gentlemen, and then you have to calculate the equation. And now this is probably the simplest of all of it, because it gives everything, right? It gives us the, can you pull your feet in? Thanks. Okay, I'm going to end up tripping. The k's represent the roots, or the x-intercepts, or the zeros, okay, or the solutions. All these are all words for that k, okay? And the a represents, well, in this case, the leading coefficient, because it's 1, it represents our a in this case, okay? So, it's going to be y equals 1 times x minus, and I'm just going to plug in all my roots. So minus 3, x minus 5, and then x minus 4. And then you just clean it up, right? To get y equals x plus 3, x minus 5, and x minus 4. So that's one way of doing it. Could I multiply that out and get standard form? Yeah, I could, but you don't have to. If you want to, you can. You don't have to.
That's extra work or you want extra.
And lots of room to make errors there. All right. The next thing is taking an picture. Huh? Oh, are you writing this down? Okay, hurry up. The next one is taking a graph and writing an equation from the graph. Okay, we'll wait. It's fine. All the people. It's okay. Hurry. Just write it. You do know that you're being recorded, right?
Yeah, but they don't hear.
Trust me. The mic is like right here.
Oh, true.
Ready?
Read the mic.
Okay.
Calculator.
So the next one, example 2. That's when you take a picture and you're going to write the equation. Okay, so first we're going to use these, where are these?
Zeros.
The zeros, which in this case are, okay, what's the first zero?
-1,
-1, good. What's the second zero?
2,
And the third zero?
4.
Okay, now what are we missing though?
The A.
The A. And so this time we're going to have to find a point on that graph, substitute it in for x and y, and solve for A. Does that make sense? Okay, and the easiest one is what? Anyone want to guess?
1.
Well, if one of them, if the x value is 0, and where is that? That's going to be your y-intercept. That's going to be your easiest point, I think, to calculate. In this case, it's at 0, 8. So we're going to let x, y be 0, 8. Okay? And substitute it into the equation. So in this case, the y is 8, so you're going to do 8 equals a, and then 0 in this case is plus 1, which is just 1, right? And then 0 minus 2, which is -2, and 0 minus 4, which is -4. Or 8 equals, a times 1 times -2 times -4. What's -2 times -4?
+8.
Positive 8. So we got 8 equals 8a. Divide by 8. And you get a is 1. So now I've got the equation, right? So I get y equals 1. Well, let me do it a different color so you can see it. Y equals 1 x plus 1 x minus 2 x minus 4. See that? So when you're doing a picture, the easiest ones to do are the 3 intercepts and then that y-axis and the y-intercept. And last but not least, the last example I'm going to do for you today. Okay, you can also use a calculator if you want to do this. Ooh, everybody likes using a calculator, right? So go ahead and put these in your calculator, everyone. Go ahead and put these in your calculator. So look, your x's are going to be, if you think of it like this, your x's are going to be -1, -3, 2, and 0, and your y's are going to be 0, 0, 0, 12, right? And they're telling us it's a cubic, so you're going to use cubic regression, right? You go to the stack button, put all of those in. That's cubic.
What are we trying to find?
Yeah, what are we
We're trying to find an equation.
Oh, I already know it.
You do?
Yeah, it's -2. That's cute.
Okay. So once you do that, then you push the stack button again, and then calculate. Go over the calculate, and then go to cubic regression. Push it, and it'll give you an equation for those points. By the way, you can do this on, you know, on the SOL when they give you like which points matches the equations. Or which equation matches this set of points, you can use it for that too. Okay, So, what do you get?
-2.
Negative 2x to the third
-4.
minus 4x squared
Plus 10.
plus 10x
Plus 12.
plus 12. Get it? Yes? Okay, say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.